Hey guys, I have got to show you something. If you recall, the very first vlog I did, my pre-HCG vlog, I showed a picture of my family, including me in red plaid Disney shirts. And I'll show you the picture again. And see how I'm wearing a red shirt under that shirt? It's because I bought the largest size that Disney made, and it was a 2X men's shirt. And I was so upset when that shirt did not fit me. So I had to wear that red shirt underneath it. Well, guess what I found? It was in my mother-in-law's closet. And I'm going to show you how it fits today. This is after, shit, I don't even know how much weight. Somewhere around 75 pounds right now. Here it goes. And I know it's my shirt because in the closet the sleeves were still rolled up, and it didn't matter because my husband and I both had the same size shirt, same exact shirt. Remember, it fit like this, about like that. I could not button it. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That's amazing. Isn't that just incredible? I had to share that with y'all. Well, it wouldn't be an HCG video of mine if the darn batteries didn't run out in the middle of it, would it? So, I was saying, I have an emergency meal set up because sometimes we're in a hurry to take the boys to Cub Scouts or something like that. And I wanted to have an easily available fast food meal that went along with my requirements. So I came up with a McDonald's McDouble burger minus the bun, the cheese, and the ketchup. That's my daughter. Is 180 calories, and it's 77 grams of cooked beef, and then their little bag of apple dippers without the caramel, of course, is 35 calories, and that's 68 grams of apple. So the whole meal is 215 calories. So my body measurements from pre-HCG, right before I started, to the end of round 1, I think it was the first day of P3, to the day before I started loading for this round 2, my upper arms changed from 15 inches to 14 to 13. Nice round, easy numbers, right? So I lost 2 inches. My chest, I went from 46 to 43 and a half to 43 and a quarter, 2.75 inches. My waist went from 44 and a half to 39 and a half to 40.75, went back up a little. I did gain in P3. So I lost 3.75 inches for the whole cycle. My hips went from 52 to 51 and a half to 49, so I lost 3 inches. My thigh went from 38 and a half to 27 and a quarter to 27, so I lost 1.5 inches. And my calf went from 16.75 to 15 2/3 to 16 inches. So I lost 3/4 of an inch in my calf. Not too bad. And just like everybody says, for the most part, I continued to lose in P3, even though I gained weight. I gained, I was 2.8 above LIW, and I was almost 2 pounds less than that. So 3.84 something, 4 pounds. Oh, that's kind of interesting to notice. So I've been playing around on lowcarbfriends.com, reading past posts and stuff. It's really interesting. They have a lot of good information for the HCG diet on there. And I read, and I quote this, "If you skip a dose and are more hungry, you need to up your dosage. If you skip a dose and you are less hungry, you are taking too much. Simple test. That is a simple test, and that makes all the sense in the world. And when I first had my first skip day on round 1, I felt better. So apparently I was taking too much. Now I started out with 125 IUs this time, a little bit less. So yesterday, day 1, I was pretty hungry. It kind of alternated between I'm really hungry and I really want to eat something. Big difference there, but it seemed like the whole day I was one or the other. Today I was much better. So perhaps I've got a better grip on the correct dosage for me. I don't know. There is power in knowing that at least by day 6, I know this will get easier, much easier. And before I didn't know. I really struggled the first 5 days on round 1. So I know it's going to get easier, and I'm not worried about it this time. So there's something to be said for that. Also on lowcarbfriends.com, I read that the little red dots rash that I got, first on my stomach in the middle of P2 last round, and then later again on my chest right here, it's not an allergic reaction to anything. The people on that board seem to believe that it was a detox rash. It was something coming out of the fat I was burning. So that was interesting, nice to know. For some people it doesn't itch. For some people it itches a little bit. That was me. It itched for about 2 days. A little hydrocortisone helped. And for some people, like poor Neely, I think, I'm not sure if what she has is the same thing, but she has it pretty bad. But hers itches a lot. So, I don't know. I thought maybe I was allergic to something. It itched for about 2 days for me, and then it didn't go away. It was stuck around for about 2 weeks, but it didn't itch any longer. And I only put the hydrocortisone on it when I really needed it, and I took 2 pills of Benadryl every night for like 3 nights in a row, both times, and that might have helped the itching go away. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that in case anybody else is having rashes. Was talking to Miss HCG girl, not talking to her on the computer, but commenting back and forth, and she suggested I ask this question because I'm curious. Has anyone ever tried HCG prescription injections along with HCG? I was curious what would happen. Would it be better? Would it be worse? She seemed to recall that she had seen someone vlog about that and that the results weren't too good, but she couldn't remember who it was. So if you happen to know, please let me know. I was working on a P3, P4 pecan pie for the holidays. My first attempt was a little bit humorous. It came out beautiful. It looked beautiful in the pan. Nice pecan top, you know, exactly how it's supposed to look. And then we cut into it, and it was scrambled eggs inside. Yay! Just what everyone wants, right? Pecan pie with scrambled eggs inside. I have to say the flavor was just about dead on. It could have been a little stronger, but I got the flavor right. It's just kind of, the egg thing didn't do it. And the crust I had used for my pumpkin pie that worked so beautifully turned soggy in the pecan pie. So I have a little bit more work to do. And I had only made the pumpkin pie once before. So now that the crust didn't work for the pecan pie and I've only successfully made it one time, I'm going to do the pumpkin pie again before I tell you, yes, this recipe works and it's great. And the pecan pie obviously needs some tweaking. I do have some ideas of why it turned into scrambled eggs, whereas the eggs in the pumpkin pie did not. And I'm going to work on that. It's some trickier science in there. But sadly, I'm on the VLCDs again, so it's going to have to wait a little bit. However, I'm not going to leave you completely P3 dessertless. I made a absolutely wonderful chocolate pecan torte, which is cake, chocolate cake. And it's by Laura Dolson, and I will find the link again and put it down below. Or you can Google Dolson, D-O-L-S-O-N, and chocolate pecan torte. And it was fabulous. The main ingredient was ground up pecans. Everybody loved it. My in-laws loved it. My husband loved it. My kids loved it. I loved it. And I made a frosting where I made a batch. I think it was 2 tablespoons worth of coconut oil, and then made that into chocolate delight, except I didn't harden it. I then mixed in some sugar-free whipped cream and stirred it up until it made a frosting. And I put it on top of the cooled cake, and it was delicious. It was very, very good. So I'm going to give that to you. And that's all I have to say this time. See y'all soon. Bye.